In this Blender tutorial, you will learn how to create this interior lighting using cycles, as well as my render settings and post-processing using DaVinci Resolve. I will be using the same scene I created for a previous tutorial. There is a link in the upper corner. You can download the project files and support the channel on my Patreon. First, let's add a camera and add an empty arrow. Select the camera, go to Constraints and drag to the arrow. Now let's place the camera and create an interesting shot. Usually in interiors you will need to use a wide focal length like this one. Just a few more adjustments and this camera is good to go. Let's set up cycles. I will be using the GPU instead of the CPU. As you can see, it's grayed out, so we need to go to Preferences, System and choose CUDA or Optics. Select your card and now the device is no longer grayed out. For the viewport, I enable the noise and set the max samples to 16, which is a good enough quality and super fast to work with. For the render settings, I will change the max samples to 128 for now, but I will discuss this further in a few minutes. First, I want to create a main material. Let's set this to 0.7. Go to Override and select the material we created. Working with a single material is great for focusing our attention solely on the lighting. Now let's create a sky texture. I will play with the elevation and rotation until I find something I like. As an extra tip, you can use this website. Choose any place on Earth you want and copy the altitude angle to the sun elevation and the azimuth to the sun rotation to simulate the real position of the sun. Then, I increase the air value so the sun is warmer, and increasing the sun size will make the light border softer. I will also decrease the intensity so it's less contrasty. So what about using an HDR instead? Download one, create an environment texture and load it. Add this nose and rotate the HDR. You can increase the strength of the HDR here, or you can also use the exposure value here. I will increase the exposure as if I were using a real camera. We can add some artificial lights, place them somewhere interesting and change their color to create a color contrast in the scene. One more tip, activate the render region so you can only see what's inside the frame. It's less confusing and faster to render. Anyway, let's switch back to the sky texture and turn off the artificial light. Another thing I like to do is add focal contrast, so let's add something in the foreground. Select the camera and enable depth of field. I will measure the distance between my camera and the point I want to focus on and use this value here. Then I will decrease the f-value, which simulates increasing the aperture size of the camera, thus increasing a stronger depth of field. You can simulate different real-world lenses by playing with the blaze, rotation and radio values. So now that I like the composition of the image, I'm ready to disable the material override. Because the textures are darker than the overall material, I will need to increase the exposure value here, like with a real camera. One more tip, when rendering with the GPU, switch to wireframe and then press render. This will free some extra memory of the GPU and help to avoid running out of it. I have rendered this many times with different values so you don't have to. I will be focusing on this part of the render because it is dark and has thin shadows, so it's perfect to see the quality differences. I used the same resolution in all of them except in the last one. Results are a bit inconsistent. The first is the one with the least quality, but it took double the amount of time than the third one, which has the same number of samples but a lower noise threshold. The second one has 1K samples, but for some reason it has some weird artifacts. The fourth one also has 1K samples but a lower noise threshold, and it took just a little bit more time. In this one, you can notice much better shadow definition. Then we have the fifth one. I used 2K samples and a low noise threshold. It was faster than the first one, which has the lowest quality. Finally, for the sixth, I wanted to try increasing the resolution and using the same previous render values, and we have again a nice shadow definition plus a lot of texture definition that was missing in the 1K results. My personal conclusion is to render with a lower sample rate but higher resolution. The amount of time is similar, but the definition of textures is greatly increased. One more thing before the post-processing. I want to add some fog to give some volume to the sunlight. I will create a box the size of the room and assign a material with a volume scatter and a very low density. Just render and say with the default values as PNG or JPEG. Open the free version of DaVinci Resolve and create a new project. First, make sure you have the page navigation activated here. On the wheel, you can change the resolution of the image, but I will stick with this one. Go to Edit and drag and drop your image. Let's go to Color. First, I want to lower the temperature of the image. I want to make it a little bit bluish instead of yellowish. Also, I feel this has some strong magenta tones, so I want to lower the tint to shift those magentas to greens. I will also increase the general contrast a little bit here, and then with the curve, I will eliminate the black pixels of the image. Let's go to Hue versus Hue. Pick a red spot on the image, and here we can shift the picked color. I want it to be more yellow than red. Go here, and in the shadow wheel, I will shift the color so all the darkest pixels shift slightly to blue. Using these color grading tools, you can simulate any kind of film you want. Finally, I will go to Hue versus Saturation, select the red color and lower its saturation. With this button, you can switch off and on the effects you applied. Now in Effects, I want to add a glow. I will increase the spread so the glow is bigger, but I will also lower the blend value, which is the overall effect intensity. I'm happy with this result, so to export this I go to Gallery, right-click on the image, grab Still. Then right-click on the still, export, and that's it. Please let me know your thoughts and any question you may have. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, please like, subscribe and visit my Patreon. I will be uploading much more content soon. Thanks for watching.